Are you looking for a reliable roadmap to financial freedom? Do you want to invest in real estate, but you don't have the time and you're not sure how to get started? Are you frustrated with the performance of your stocks and bonds and mutual funds? Are you looking for a safe place to invest with solid cash flow and growth potential? Are you concerned about recession and not sure where to invest?
Hi, I'm Robert Knight, founder and CEO of Whitestone Developments here in beautiful Cape Coral, Florida, and over the last 12 months we've helped more than 150 investors buy land, build rental properties, all with our exclusive hassle-free turnkey investment system.
And in this short video, we'll show you how our investors are profiting from inflation with inflation-resistant tangible assets like real estate in one of the hottest and fastest growing parts of our country. You'll learn why we believe Florida is a recession-resistant area and why we believe it's one of the safest places to invest in 2022 and in 2023. We'll show you how you can create financial freedom and generational wealth with income property. We'll even show you how you can own a luxury waterfront property and within a year have none of your money left in the deal and yet still own and control the asset. And best yet, we'll show you how we can do this hassle-free with our turnkey investment process. Some investors have decided to stop investing because they're afraid. They think we're headed for a market crash like 2008. They think sitting on the sidelines holding cash is actually the safest thing to do. Nothing could be further from the truth. Sitting on the sidelines holding cash means that inflation is eating away at your hard-earned capital. The reality is, when the currency is being devalued by record high inflation, savers are losers and cash is trash. The challenge is that there are very few safe places to invest that will protect and grow your capital. Smart investors know how to use the looming recession and historic inflation to their advantage. They understand that this is an opportunity to grow their wealth. The reality is that inflation is a robber and a thief that steals from the middle class, lowering their standard of living, and at the same time, it makes the rich wealthier. The major difference is that the wealthy know how to use inflation to grow their investments. They understand strategies that the middle class haven't learned. We'll show you how to invest like the rich do with real estate during times of inflation. And it's no secret that 90% of the world's millionaires created their wealth with real estate. We'll dig in and look at 8 profit levers that real estate has that makes it such an attractive and powerful tool to grow your wealth and to reach financial freedom. And so the first of the 8 profit levers of real estate that we're going to look at today is it's a tangible asset. You can touch it, and it gives you more control over your investment. And at the end of the day, control equals lower risk. Second lever that we want to look at with real estate is the fact that you've got bank leverage. You can buy with a loan from the bank and only have to put down 20% of the purchase price. The bank puts down the other 80%, and yet you still own and control the asset. Number 3 is cash flow. You get cash flow every month. And your assets, it's essentially working for you while you're sleeping. And you know the old saying, if you don't learn to make money while you sleep, you will work the rest of your life. So number 4, it's an inflation hedge. And this is so powerful in this current time because both the cash flow and the appreciation of the asset, they grow with inflation. But the loan that you use to buy the property, it stays the same. More importantly, your debt is essentially being reduced because you are paying the loan back with devalued dollars. Inflation equals debt reduction. And number 5 is capital appreciation. You've got the potential to see real estate appreciate over time. This doesn't happen everywhere, but when you're choosing the best of the best locations like we have here in Florida, you've got an opportunity for some amazing capital appreciation. Number 6 is principal reduction. You have the power working on your behalf that a tenant every single month is paying down the mortgage of that asset that you own and control. Number 7 is tax advantages. In our build-to-rent model right now, the depreciation expense that we're able to write off every year actually comes out higher than the cash flow that comes in. So essentially, you end up paying no tax on the income of your rental property because you're purchasing these brand new rental properties that we've just constructed for you. You get maximum write-offs on your taxes for that income. And the other thing you get as well is we're refinancing out after a year of construction. You end up taking that cash, any profit you get, if your appraisals come in high enough, you get that cash into your pocket tax-free as well. So that's another huge thing. And that brings us to number 8 in terms of profit levers, which is refinancing. And this to me is one of the most powerful elements in terms of real estate, because we're able to keep refinancing out and tapping into that equity. And in our situation, we're able in many cases to be able to not only refinance all of our capital back, but in some cases we're able to actually get a check written to us from the bank and we still own and control the asset. So those are the 8 profit levers that we have. So let's consider housing inventory right now. There's a 6.8 million housing deficit in the United States right now. We need 1.8 million new homes just to keep up with population growth. In 2021, 1.6 million new homes were built in the United States. So we aren't even keeping up with population growth. The reality is demand is on our side. Well, how about rental demand? Well, the good news is that we have some trends that are in our favor as well. Right now, there's 95 million millennials that are entering into their prime home ownership age, and 43% have less than $3,000 saved for a deposit. And number 2 is 75 million baby boomers are entering into their retirement age, and they're looking to downsize. But many are not looking to buy new homes after they downsize. They're looking instead to utilize the equity that they've built over the years to help fund their retirement. So how will rising interest rates affect cash flow real estate? Well, interest rates historically speaking are still low when you look back over the last 30 years. Our prediction is rents are going up, which will allow investors to maintain their margins. Think about what happens when you go to the grocery store at these times with high inflation. Groceries cost more. They simply pass on the added cost to the consumer. Investors will simply pass on the added interest expense to the renters. The exciting thing is we have a winning formula for these times that we're in. The winning formula to protect and grow your money during inflation is to buy and hold bank-leveraged, cash-flowing real estate. But there's one more element that we need to add to the formula, and that's invest in the best locations. And we believe Southwest Florida is one of those best locations that we can invest in 2022 and beyond. Here's why we love Southwest Florida so much. We believe Florida is uniquely positioned for growth, and that makes it a state that's more recession resistant. First of all, Florida GDP is over $1 trillion. Florida is the most business-friendly state in the country, according to a new report from WalletHub. Florida solidified its standing as a national tech hub last year, adding more new companies in the sector than any other state. Many are saying that the Sunshine State is the new Silicon Valley. Goldman Sachs, Tiger Global Management, and D1 Capital Partners are all moving to Florida. And there's a U-Haul growth index, which is pretty amazing to look at. Florida has 10 of the top 25 U.S. growth cities. And interesting enough is that 4 of those cities are in Southwest Florida. We really love Florida, but where in Florida should you be buying? We believe Cape Coral should be on the top of your list. Cape Coral stands out in the Florida market because of its vision. It's a master-planned, pre-plotted city with over 400 miles of navigable canals and waterways that only started in 1957 when the Rosen brothers purchased 125 square miles. Our city is surrounded by stunning barrier islands with white sand beaches that look like the Caribbean. We've got 4 marinas in town, and there's a construction of a 5th marina in the Northwest slated for the near future as well. We also have 5 golf courses, a water park, and parks and nature walks throughout the city to enjoy. It's one of those unique places in the world where you can drive your boat to have dinner or see dolphins swimming in the canal in your backyard like I've seen. It's truly a stunning place to see, and when you see the growth that's happened from the inception of the city in 1957 until present day, it's amazing. It's been transformed into a modern day water wonder world that we see here today. Just looking at Cape Coral's impressive list of top 10s is amazing as well. I mean, we are in the top 10 hottest real estate markets in the nation, top 10 places to invest, top 10 places to own a boat, top 10 places to retire, top 10 places in terms of growing populations, top 10 in terms of job growth, top 10 most affordable cities in Florida, top 25 safest cities in the United States with a population of 150,000 or more. So it really has an amazing checklist to look at. So we've talked about location, but now let's talk about strategy. What's the best strategy to employ in Cape Coral? Well, Airbnb on a saltwater lot is the strategy that I'm personally most excited about, and it's not just because it's waterfront with quick access out to the white sand beaches. It's because it's the most flexible and profitable way to invest. From a rental perspective, I've got the flexibility to rent the home as an Airbnb or rent it out as a long-term rental, and both strategies have solid cash flow. If I decide to sell, I have the highest potential for capital appreciation because the home is on salt water. Another great benefit is using the home for personal vacations when the house isn't being rented out. And finally, the most powerful benefit of new construction Airbnb on salt water is the ability to do a new construction BRRRR. Now, BRRRR, B-R-R-R, stands for Build, Rent, Refinance, and Repeat. Investors are familiar with this concept doing rehabs, but we've redefined it for new construction. Essentially, it means investors are able to recycle their cash by taking all their cash out of the deal when the construction is done and they refinance. And then the final step is just rinse and repeat. This is an extremely powerful way to create financial freedom and generational wealth. So let's look at how this Airbnb strategy would break down. You purchase your saltwater lot at $215,000. You add a seawall at between $25,000 and $32,000. The base price of our La Escapada model, which was designed for Airbnb, is $465,000. We add a pool and a beautiful jacuzzi for $95,000. And let's just add a few other high-end upgrades like a tile roof imported from Spain and some upgraded tile throughout the house for an additional $35,000. That brings us to a total investment of $835,000. Investors need to bring 20% plus closing costs to the table, which would be $167,000 plus closing costs. These homes are selling or appraising for as high as $1.3 million. Now, this creates about $465,000 in equity once the home is completed. If we're able to achieve this appraisal at $1.3 million when the construction is done, that means banks will allow investors to refinance out at 80% of the appraised value, which is $1,040,000. In this scenario, you'd receive all your capital back, and the bank would write you an additional check for as much as $205,000, which you would receive, by the way, tax-free, all while continuing to own and control your Gulf Access home. Now you have your capital and profit in hand to go back and repeat the process again. This is something that our clients are actually achieving right now. Here's what one of our clients recently did as he completed his new construction Airbnb. We'll let you listen to his testimonial of how the process went for him.
You know, when I first thought about building new construction, it really didn't make sense for me how this whole thing would work, that I could actually build and turn that into a true rental and it make a great return. And the team there at Whitestone really showed me an entirely new angle on investing. You know, people talk about the BRRRR method in rehab, but we actually did the BRRRR method in new construction. We bought a lot, built a house, we put a renter in it, and then I actually got a refinance and pulled a lot of cash back out of it, and then just began to do the process again. I think we've got 8 or 9 under construction now, or moving towards that. And I just want to recommend them if you're thinking about building in Southwest Florida or getting rental units, whether short-term or long-term. The Whitestone team is fantastic. Robert, his vision, the team, I cannot recommend them enough. These guys are true professionals. They communicate well. They're careful with your capital, and you'll be very glad that you have some assets in Southwest Florida like I am when you get through the process.
The second strategy that we're effectively employing here in Cape Coral is our long-term rental strategy. And in fact, the majority of the homes that we're building right now for investors are for long-term rental. Here's how the numbers break down for long-term rental. We're purchasing land at between $45,000 and $55,000. The build cost of our 4-bedroom, 2-bath Valencia is $289,900 for a total of $334,000. Investors get started with as little as $75,000. The Valencia has been selling or appraising for between $390,000 and $410,000, and the Valencia is renting out currently at $2,600 per month, cash flowing $350 to $400 a month. So this is a super solid option as well that investors interested in long-term rentals should consider. Let's take a look at an approximate project timeline so that you've got some expectations on what your investment would take in terms of timeline. This assumes that you already have your lot and financing in place. It takes us about 3 to 4 months to submit and get the initial permitting process all completed. Once we have permits, our build time is only about 6 to 8 months. And once the final inspections are done, it takes about 30 days to list and lease your property. So in total, it only takes 12 months to have a brand new modern home in Florida that generates cash flow completed.
So we've covered a lot of information in this short video, but let's take one last look at how we can help you acquire land, manage the construction process, market your property for rent, provide ongoing property management, and then refinance and repeat so that you can get one step closer to achieving financial freedom.
At the end of the day, we all invest in real estate to create freedom, not shackle ourselves with land vetting, construction, and property management. The good news is we've taken the hassle out of the equation for you with a 100% hands-off turnkey process for creating mailbox money for you in just 12 months. Then we can help you take your cash out of your investment and roll it over into the next property, helping you create generational wealth. If you're an investor looking for significant passive income with a tangible asset that has appreciation potential and creates cash flow every month while owning a new construction property in one of the best and most beautiful places in the entire country, reach out to our investment counselors right now. They can connect you with opportunities that are available right now in Southwest Florida. Click the button on the screen or the link in the description below to schedule a convenient time for us to find out more about your investment goals and which strategy works best for your portfolio. Then we can start the process of building your wealth and get you started on the path to financial freedom.